Hello everybody, welcome back, and I am the Chornik, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the Greninja episode coming up this Friday. So, basically going to kind of go over what's going to be happening in that episode, the significance of it, as well as like the kind of sad part about the episode, as well as the fact that the next episode after that is Ash's entry into the Masters 8. He's going to be taking on Raihan, and probably likely winning it. I'm assuming, because that is why he's going to see Greninja in the first place, and that's to boost the power of Lucario. So that's basically the premise of this episode, is that he thinks that Lucario needs to become much more powerful in order to deal with the enemies that he will face in the Masters 8. And of course, right before the battle with Raihan, he's going to go see Greninja, because Greninja and Lucario have something similar, right? They have like this power-up, right, that they both share. And there's kind of this aura that makes them more powerful. So Greninja and Lucario will kind of be having like a training session in this episode, and Lucario kind of basically learning from Greninja about this bond phenomenon and kind of becoming one with Ash in order to boost his power. And from a Mega Evolution standpoint, imagine the bond phenomenon being added onto a Mega Pokemon. Remember, Greninja, his power wasn't Mega Evolution, it was the bond phenomenon, which he became much more powerful and took on the form of Ash, technically, some appearance changes due to his synchronization with Ash, and it caused him to become much more powerful. Ash ended up feeling everything Greninja felt, he could see everything Greninja sees, etc., and it allowed the trainer and the Pokemon to become one, and thus made him push beyond his limits and become extremely powerful. So Lucario and Ash head to go find Greninja, and Lucario goes and challenges Greninja, right? But then he gets his butt absolutely whooped. I mean, he gets wrecked by Greninja. And so this obviously is why Lucario needs to train and to learn from Greninja in order to hopefully successfully deal with his opponents in the Masters 8, because if he gets his butt wrecked that easily by Ash Greninja, well, he's not ready for like the best trainers in the world, right? So that's basically the premise of this episode. Sadly though, although we do get to see Ash Greninja again, it is nice to see that Lucario, a big part of his development, is learning from Greninja in order to move beyond past the limits of just simply Mega Evolution. It's sad to see that he's still cutting weeds, and he's going to be doing so even after this episode. So this is it. We're seeing him come back just to kind of tell some secrets about the aura that they share with Ash, and then that's about it. And then he's going to go back to cutting weeds again. So I'm a little upset about that. I'm happy to see him back to see him again for once, but the fact that he's just here to give Lucario a little bit of training and then go. Hopefully, Ash ends up fighting with more Pokemon than just Mega Lucario throughout the entire Masters 8. Like, imagine all 8 battles that he fights. It's just Ash Lucario in the end. Every single time until he fights Leon, you know what I mean? Like that. I hope that's not the case. But Ash Lucario might become even more powerful than Ash Greninja if he is boosted with a bond phenomenon on top of the fact that he's also Mega Evolved. But it doesn't look like he changes his appearance, really. He just kind of gets a new move that he's able to use, like this kind of aura synchronization that's happening, and he ends up using a new move that he ends up getting taught to by, well, Greninja. So it's nice to see that Greninja has an impact in the life of Lucario, and in the story, of course, bigger than just simply returning and then getting his butt whooped like, Infernape and then leaving, right? Ash Greninja actually kind of has like a purpose to building a current member of Ash's party. But apparently this battle is also going to be a one-on-one, and sadly, I know a lot of us want to see at least a 3v3, at least showcase some more battles, some more time for the other Pokemon. Don't just make it, Lucario every single time, you know what I mean? But they do have like Ash and Pikachu training for that Alola episode coming up, so maybe there's going to be dedicated episodes where Ash and a specific Pokemon really needs to push beyond their limits. Like, this is one of them, right? Lucario needs to learn from Ash Greninja, Ash's previous best ace, probably, arguably, right? But then he has Pikachu training, like, non-stop in this battle royale, and then he also fights Paul, I think, in the episode after Raihan. So there's a lot of things coming up afterwards. but the Raihan battle should be a victory for Ash because of what we've seen so far. I definitely do not want them skipping over some battles and saying that he beat such and such champion in off-screen land. I do not want to see that, please. But it is a lot of battles to go through where he would have to win them all to get to Leon, you know what I mean? Unless the Masters 8 works in a different way and he could skip a couple numbers. That might happen as well. But if he has to work and fight the next person every single time, then we have to go through, what, 8 battles or something like that? So he'd have to go through, like, Cynthia, and go through Lance, and go through whoever the heck else is in there. And that's a lot of battles. That's a lot of things that he has to somehow come up on top of. But so far, I mean, Ash has been pulling things out of his butt this entire series. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just make him easily win his way to the top and then finally, like, solid battle with Leon. Although, we do remember that Lance and Leon, that was a 1v1. So I am actually really kind of upset thinking, you know what, I think all these battles are going to be 1v1s, which is really, really depressing. But maybe, who knows, maybe the World Championship, whatever, has changed its rules. Now it's a 3v3, or now it's a 6v6, or whatever the case. But Ash is probably going to fight Duraludon, Raihan's Duraludon with his Mega Lucario, so that's going to be a focus. But then, is he going to be fighting the other Masters 8 with different Pokemon? Hopefully. I know a lot of people want him to bring back Greninja for these fights, and bring back Charizard and Fernape and whoever the heck else, right? For all these battles. Because he's about to become the greatest, potentially, of all time, right? Or at least for this year. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we could post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings, your predictions, what's going to happen in the Masters 8. How do you guys feel about Ash Greninja returning? Although I'm happy to see him, and I'm happy that he's actually going to have an impact in Lucario's story, of course, he's nonetheless still a slave to the Zygardes, destroying the weeds, and being doomed to be a lawnmower for the rest of his life. It's so sad. Like, I'm actually really upset. Like, I want to see an episode at the end of the series that shows him, like, okay, he completed his task, and now he's back. And I hope we could at least see that. Or maybe we're just given kind of a sign that they're almost done. Or he's almost done. Something along those lines would be nice to see in this episode. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I love your faces. Can't wait to see you guys in, well, probably what, Friday, Saturday, when we actually see this episode, we get any more information about the Raihan battle. I'll see you guys and talk to you guys about that. And whatever else videos I make. I love your faces. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. And peace off. Thank you very much.